So right now we are listening just to the preparations of the journalists who are awaiting Secretary of State Marco Rubio to walk into this room right here. Just to recap exactly what is happening is the head of the Ukrainian delegation, presidential chief of staff, as well as top European envoys and Secretary of State Marco Rubio are currently in Geneva to discuss President Trump's proposal to end Russia's war on Ukraine. We do see Secretary Rubio. Let's listen in.
Good. Thanks for welcoming us.
Hello. Thank you for coming. So let me, at the outset, let me say we're going to come back to you here in a few minutes, maybe an hour or 2 hours from now. So I'm not going to take questions now because we're not going to take questions now because we want to come back to you, but we wanted to keep you updated. So it is in my personal view that we've had probably the most productive and meaningful meeting so far in this entire process since we've been involved in from the beginning. We have a very good work product that was already built on a foundation of input from all the relative parties involved here, and we were able to go through some of those items now, point by point, and I think we've made good progress. Our teams have now gone to their rooms as we're working on some of the suggestions that were proffered to us. So we're working through making some changes, some adjustments, in the hopes of furthering narrowing the differences and getting closer to something that both Ukraine and obviously the United States are very comfortable with. Obviously, this will ultimately have to be signed off by our presidents, although I feel very comfortable about that happening given the progress we've made. And then obviously there's the Russian side of the equation. But again, we think we have some pretty substantial insights over the last 9 months into some of the things that are really important to them. So I think the takeaway from it is I think this was a very, very meaningful, I would say, probably best meeting and day we've had so far in this entire process, going back to when we first came into office in January. But there's still some work left to do, and that's what our teams are going to be doing right now. And we'd like to come back to you maybe a little later tonight with further updates.
Dear journalist, dear Marco, and I want to confirm that we have a very productive first session with distinguished American delegation. We have very good progress, and we are moving forward to the just and lasting peace. Ukrainian people deserve and want this peace more than anyone in this planet. We thank our big friends, United States and personal President Trump and his team to their commitment to bring this peace. And we will continue to work today, as Secretary said. We will be working and in coming days to join proposals, and we will also will engage our European friends. And of course, the final words will be of our leaders, of the President of the United States and Ukraine. And I hope that we can achieve the good progress today. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be back to you, and we'll be back to you in a little while with more. If you, I know you have questions. Let us work on more answers for you, and then because it's literally we wanted to update you, but this is literally an ongoing process. But we wanted to keep you up to date on what's happening. We will come back to you later tonight, and maybe at that time be able to answer maybe some of the specific questions that you have. But let's get back to work, and we'll be back to you pretty soon. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Working on. The very brief remarks from Secretary of State Marco Rubio and a Ukrainian official as they give an update on Ukraine's peace plan. We were hearing from Secretary Rubio stating that he believes substantial progress is being made amid these ongoing talks. He declined to answer questions now, but he did say that he would return in a few hours to answer any questions that the media might have. But I did want to play out those very brief remarks as Secretary Rubio, along with top European and Ukrainian officials, are currently in Geneva, Switzerland, to talk about President Trump's peace plan for Ukraine. So a live look right there inside this briefing room in Geneva, Switzerland. That is where the media is currently stationed. And a little bit more information as well on President Trump's plan as we continue to take a live look right here. This shot, just to let you know, may go down briefly in just a moment because these cameras might turn off. So we did want to let you know that we might be seeing this live look go down. But in the meantime, we're just going to hang on this live look here from Geneva, Switzerland as we talk. And as I say that, that's exactly what happened. So I do have this live look right here of the White House. Now, President Trump is not in Geneva, Switzerland. However, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is there to talk about President Trump's proposal to end the war in Ukraine. And earlier, some of the allies talking about the plan, stating that they are meeting with the U.S. delegation. They are in a very constructive mood and working together to achieve what they say is a, quote, lasting and just peace for Ukraine. So we were just hearing from Secretary Rubio talking about it. Now, prior to this meeting that's happening right now in Geneva, President Trump took to social media to blast Ukraine for what he says is a lack of gratitude for U.S. military assistance, saying, quote, with strong and proper U.S. and Ukrainian leadership, Ukraine and Russia's invasion of the country would have never happened. So we did hear some optimism there from Secretary Rubio, as we are expecting him to answer some questions in just a few hours. We're going to monitor this, and of course, we're going to bring you any updates as they happen.